Hey, what is up? Welcome to the Gapcast, the first ever episode of this brand new podcast. I'm really excited about bringing you these stories of overcoming the expectation gap. This is a real privilege. I'm so glad you joined me. Before we get going with today's episode, I just want to share, I don't know, some context, okay? And obviously, I look real fancy today. Like, how great do I look? Now, it's not to celebrate the new podcast. There's actually a reason I had, a function today. And while I was sitting there today at my function, which you're going to hear about later in this podcast, I realized I just needed to give a little bit more context than what we had recorded. On today's episode, my son Anderson, he's 15 years old. He joins me and we get to share our story. Now, you might assume that you know what we're going to be talking about. We've got this kind of publicly shared the suffering guy story, and certainly that is the backdrop of everything in our lives, and you know that that is a valid story, and I love sharing that. I will continue to share that, but we are sharing something different today, and let me just explain why. So when I engage in coaching with a new guy, a new couple, I start with the concept of story because I believe so deeply in the power of authenticity. And so I am going to get the other person's story. But before I do that, because I'm not going to ask someone else to do something I'm not willing to do, I share my story first. And, I try to condense it. I try not to share like the 6.5 hour long version. Obviously, no one's really wanting that, but it is incredibly powerful, and it is a great gift for me to start by sharing my story. And then it's up to the other person or people to then return serve. And typically, I think I get a better version of the story because I share first. I always want to be the most authentic person in the room. So, what we're going to share today is something you've not heard before. It's at least not something I've shared publicly. If you are someone that knows about this story, because I have been sharing it a lot directly with people, um, awesome. Thank you for your love and grace and kindness and goodness, all of that. If you are someone that doesn't know about this story, trust me, I have been wanting to share this with you. If you know me, my heart is definitely to share this. It is an exhausting story to share. It is highly personal and it's uncomfortable. So, I just wanted to give a little bit of context before we get into this, that I want to set the tone for this podcast because we are going to be sharing stories of overcoming the expectation gap. And I am an expectation gap expert, and I've just got another chapter in that I'm pleased to share with you, mortified to share with you, but pleased as well. I want this podcast to be like the most authentic corner of the internet. And so I'm going to start by leading by example. So that's what we're going to do today. So I wanted to give you that backdrop. I appreciate you checking this out. We've got a ton of great episodes coming at you. Like and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and kick in 3, 2, 1. Dude, you should have gone to Atlanta with us and to Huntsville.
Mm.
It was a great trip. And, we went to the original Chick-fil-A, which I know you and I have done previously. But I think we just ordered Chick-fil-A things. They have other items that aren't at normal Chick-fil-A's.
I mean, you can't knock the waffle fries, but like what?
So they had like this sweet potato souffle, which is delicious. They had like omelets. You could get a Chick-fil-A chicken omelet.
Mm.
They had these scrambles, these skillets. It's gonna blow your mind what I got.
What did you get, Dad?
So dramatic. I got a cheeseburger.
You got a cheeseburger from Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, and it was delicious. 10 out of 10. I loved it. And cows everywhere were devastated.
Mhm.
Yeah, right?
Eat more beef?
Yeah, that's right. Um, but yeah, you missed out, man. Should have come.
Cheese-
All right, can we hit it?
Yes, I can. Whoops.
How do you like this theme music?
It's amazing, Dad. Where did you find it?
I actually don't even remember, but it's called Aurora Beat.
That's cool.
It is
Especially
cool.
because we live in Aurora.
Yeah, don't give out our address. Hey, what is up, everybody? My name is Jim Barnard, and I am your host. Welcome to the first ever, the world premiere, the inaugural. I think I said that weird. The Gapcast, everyone. Yes, we did it. Okay, so I don't even know how to host yet. I'm so green into this, but I'm very excited to bring this. My guest, my very first guest, is we're doing this. Yeah, there we go. Special little moment. My first guest is my son, the one, the only, Anderson.
I mean, remember when we did something like this, maybe like 6 or 7 years ago or something like that? No, it was
Okay,
a little.
wow,
It
you're
was like a
such a
little longer than that. Maybe it was 8 or 9, but I was about 6 or 7. 6, 7.
you're such a troll. Like, what is wrong with you?
Uh,
Oh, we'll get there later.
oh, shut up.
All right. Yes, this is not our first effort and attempt at podcasting. We used to have a podcast together called the Anderson Podcast, and it was amazing. I think you were like 5 years old, and it was super cute. Some of the podcasts have erased from Apple, which makes me very sad, but not all of them. So you still have time to catch episodes of the Anderson Podcast on Apple Podcast. Perhaps the other ones are still available on Spotify or whatever. I don't know. Okay, but why did we stop doing it? It was so much fun and you were so cute. Why did we ever stop?
You got too busy. You were working 2 jobs, one selling solar panels, one working as a pastor.
Oh gosh, it was so busy. I was so busy.
Church.
It was crazy. Yes. Yeah. Well, we had a good run, didn't we?
Yeah, there's still an episode yet to come out. Maybe we should do that when I turn 18.
That's actually terrific. That's a great idea. I will release that when you turn 18. If I can find it. I hope I can.
Just the True Vault MacBook. You'll
Yeah.
eventually find it.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right. So new podcast, the Gapcast. I should probably explain that. Okay. I want to share on this podcast stories of overcoming the expectation gap. And I know that brings a question. What per se is the expectation gap? Well, it is the centerpiece of Tiller coaching. We coach people who are stuck in the expectation gap. I am the head coach. I'm the founder of Tiller Coaching. And frankly, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I want this to be a commercial for Tiller Coaching. Like that's why I spray painted it up here on this wall.
Shocking.
Yeah, welcome to Tiller Studios. I've been working on this for a long time, and I'm excited to finally showcase it. But yeah, Tiller Coaching, the expectation gap. You've heard me give this spiel so many times.
Yes.
Do you want to give it a crack?
Um, it's where your hopes and expectations and then reality fall short. And that gap is called the expectation gap, which causes, going to you, Dad,
Do you remember what it causes?
stress.
Yeah, it's hard. It's complicated. Pretty good job though. Okay.
Distress and 2 other things.
Yes, exactly. Okay,
Now
so
over to you.
I'm gonna redo that just so people can get the full context, but you did pretty good. So I believe that we all have hopes and expectations for marriage, parenting, career, life in general. Okay. And often reality comes in underneath that, far from what we hope for. And that expectation gap is full of disappointment, dissatisfaction, and distress. I like that you're mocking me, honestly. No gaps there.
It's like a flight attendant steering the stupid, where the
Yes,
emergency exits are.
we are guiding people toward the emergency exits. So,
Uh,
um,
ooh, that sounds like a Tiller tip.
honestly, let's do that. Let's record that immediately after this. Okay. But Um, yeah, so I love being able to coach people through these expectation gaps. I just think that those 3 Ds, those are things we shouldn't walk alone in, and I love that I get to give this away. It is the most unique thing about Tiller. We give away coaching absolutely for free, trying to help people learn how to trust Jesus in the midst of the gap, celebrate and have gratitude, and to serve others. Like those are the things we really focus on, and it's amazing. Are you applauding the presentation, just the thought process? What is it?
Everything?
Everything.
I mean, except the actual gap. The whole
Yeah,
gap.
the whole gap is awful.
The analogy's great. Like, the actual expectation gap is awful.
Yeah.
But you deal with that too with your, coaching service?
Yes. So it's myself, it's Carlos Sanchez in North Carolina. I've got a local coach, Tim Rogers, who's part time, but he's doing a great job. We all give it away for free. We call it Coaching Without Barriers. We're taking away the fee, and hopefully that helps other people, the men and couples that we coach, to be able to take away the fear and the excuses. And we love that we get to do that. So I want this Gapcast to be a giant commercial for Tiller.
Is that why you
Anyone,
spray painted it on your wall?
that's exactly why I spray painted it right there. That's right. Um, so yeah, we give it away. We raise our funds like missionaries would to be able to give it away. So if you or someone that you know is stuck in an expectation gap, don't be shy. Reach out to us, tillercoaching.org. We would love to help you. But if you want to support us, if you want to partner and be a part of providing this to people, I mean, honestly, it is how we're going to grow, and I want to grow this thing. I want there to be coaches all over the place providing this service because I think it's needed. It really is discipleship at its core. So that's the commercial. How did I do?
You did a really amazing job, Dad.
You're not just saying that because I'm your dad and I could
No,
give you.
you actually did it.
Okay, thank you.
Fine, you did it. A really awesome job, random stranger.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah, let's begin to transition here. One of the things that I feel deeply about overcoming expectation gaps is that authenticity is vital. It's absolutely important. In fact, I believe that authenticity is the cornerstone of discipleship. And this Gapcast, I am very committed to this being an authentic place. In fact, I am jokingly referring to this as the most authentic corner of the internet. Is that an audacious claim or what?
No, not that audacious, at least.
Okay, well, we're going to be authentic. And to model that, you are on here today, the first ever episode, to be authentic with me.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Mm, it's scary,
It is scary. Of
especially
course it is.
being on the first episode of a new podcast.
Yeah, we were here in front of cameras and got
Oh
these big
no,
microphones.
first cameras?
Nice. Nice. Yeah, we're going to be authentic, and we've been authentic people in the past, right? Like we've shared our story a ton, story of suffering.
I mean, you wrote a book about it, so
Yeah, we obviously we've put that out there.
eh,
We've put it on wax.
Yeah, and on giant poster board walking around Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, we did that recently. That was kind of wild, right? All right, what do you want to tell people about our generic story of suffering? What we're going to share following that is more authentic. It is stuff that people maybe don't necessarily know about us, but we're gonna share it. But what do you want to share about the story of suffering that we've already shared?
Hmm. I'm I have neurodiversity. I'm neurodiverse.
Okay, have we shared that? That was going to be the next thing.
Uh, I mean, you shared your book, but this
Well, I don't think I put that in the book, but what is the book about? Hey there, sorry to interrupt, but fair warning, I'm probably going to do this a few times throughout the pod just to give some missing context. Why? Well, because it's going to take me a while to get good at podcasting. Anderson mentioned the book here. What he's referring to is my first book, The Suffering Guy, the title I never wanted. Available on Amazon and Audible. Get yours today. Honestly, each sale helps offset the cost of coaching, and people haven't totally hated it. So please check it out. Last thing, Anderson will reference later a social media stunt that we did in Hollywood to try to convince Chris Pratt to help us make a movie of our story. We weren't able to meet him, but it was fun for him and I to do at the very least. Okay, that's enough context. Let's get back to it. But what is the book about?
y- yours and mom's story about suffering.
Yeah, so Alicia, my wife, your mom, has a severe chronic illness, and for almost 20 years, this September will be our 20-year wedding anniversary, which is crazy to say out loud. I cannot believe I'm that old to be able to say that.
I mean, it is crazy.
It is crazy.
I
So,
mean, people who are starting kindergarten this year are graduating high school in 2039.
yeah, there's just time is a flat circle
If
or
that makes
something.
anyone who's listening to this feel really, really old.
Yes, totally. So we've got this story of suffering. Alicia and I got married in September of 2006. And then in December of 2006, she got really sick and has been like just going downhill ever since. She's got this rare disease. What is the disease called?
Ehlers-Danlos.
And what do you want to share about Ehlers-Danlos?
Um, it's caused by a lack of collagen, and she has she cannot eat food properly.
Yeah. So most people that have this disease have it located in their joints. Uh, yeah, Anderson is
Mm,
demonstrating here that there's like loose skin or velvety soft skin that is very stretchy.
Good news, I don't have it. I don't think.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean that's like a normal amount. I think. I don't know. Um, but yeah, that's one of the signs. But most people that have it located in their joints. They are maybe contortionists. They can bend their joints in any direction. And we jokingly refer to that as the fun version because there's party tricks that you can do. Obviously, very painful. Oh,
Very painful party tricks.
yes, totally. But Alicia's version is kind of stuck in her abdomen. There's no muscle tone in her digestive system to push food through. And so she can't eat solid food. She's been on a liquid diet for more than Anderson has been alive, which is just wild. A lot of her core organs have prolapsed or fallen out of place. She's got cow tissue, meshing, tacks, trying to keep things where they're supposed to be. It is wild how she has survived almost 20 years with this disease, honestly. She's gone downhill for most of it. Um, she's on a therapy that has helped her, given her like a season of plateau, but she's really sick and that's really hard,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. It is.
So we are expectation gap experts with that, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But you were about to share about something else that is very real and very personal. Um, I'm going to ask the question in kind of a lighthearted, goofy way, but I just want you to give the best explanation that you can. Neurodiversity. What be up with that?
So I'm a neurodiverse.
Okay.
I have AD. I mean, is there anyone who's actually neurotypical?
I don't even know what neurotypical would mean. I
Uh,
I would characterize myself as neuro weird. uh,
Shocking.
yeah.
As you have your book, as you walked a giant picture of your book down Hollywood Boulevard trying to stalk Pratt, Pratt, Pratt.
Yes, we did that. You helped though, so it's not just on me.
Yes, I was the cameraman.
Okay. Yeah.
I was not the one walking with a giant sign most of the time.
True. All right. Neurodiversity. What be up with that? Don't dodge the question. This is what you're going to expect on the Gapcast. Hard hitting interviews. Okay. So come on. Pound it.
So I have ADHD and level 1 high functioning autism in the form of PDA. PDA stands for pathological demand avoidance, which means anytime there's a demand, I don't want to be, I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah. You recoil against anything that feels like a demand. And it's an interesting thing to have. So Anderson, we've been on a discovery process of figuring out what is the magic of Anderson. And when I say magic, when I say magic, yes, there's some coded language of like, there's some difficulty, right? But also, it is what makes you you. You're a fantastic young man. You are a delight. You're funny. You're unique. All of these great things, but there is a shadow side, and being your parent, occasionally I have to put things on you that feel like demands,
Yeah.
and you don't like that. That doesn't go well. I would have said over the years, how I explained, like your magic per se, is that I think you really struggle with sadness. You don't know what to do with sadness. And so you will sometimes occasionally just erupt with madness or anger. And I wasn't drawing the correlation between demand and those explosions of anger. But now that we've begun to learn more about your magic, it does make more sense. And um, to help you grow, to help you develop, to protect you, to keep you safe, to help you learn how to be a responsible adult. We are going to continue to put like demands on you.
I
It's
mean,
wild.
you only have 2.5 more years of doing that.
All right, well, buckle up. It's only 169 weeks until you leave for college.
Yes, and then I'll only see you again like 40 more times.
Oh, what?
It's the truth.
Oh my gosh, that was the saddest thing I've ever heard.
You're kind of old.
Okay, all right, all right. You're a wild person. Okay. So, Anderson, this
Better
neurodiversity.
hurry, and there's 40 times to put demands on me.
Okay. All right. Slow your roll. Okay. So, you're being really bold to being willing to share this because, I mean, it feels alarming. It felt alarming to me that this diagnosis, this PDA thing is labeled as being on the spectrum. You are characterized as being autistic. Now, in other countries, Canada, Europe, I don't even know where else, PDA is not put on the autism spectrum. It's just its own diagnosis. So, I think that autism, we are learning how to talk about it. And I don't know over the next 5, 10, 20 years how we will talk about it. But you were being very courageous to say, like, oh, hey, I'm on the spectrum. Is that hard? Is that
Yeah, it
uncomfortable?
is a little uncomfortable, especially for this being the first episode of a podcast.
Okay. Well, I'm really proud of you.
Or the second or third episode. This is the first, but you've already recorded 2 others.
I have, but I wanted this to be the first episode because I wanted to model authenticity. And I think you were doing a good job to put this on wax, that you've got these struggles. Like, how does it feel? not sharing it, but like, how does it feel like having this struggle?
It's hard.
Okay. Give me a little bit more. This is a podcast that some people will listen to and kind of want more audio.
Well, That's hard. I don't
Yeah.
know what to say. I mean, it's a struggle to have demands, not to want to do demands. I
Yeah.
mean, no one actually wants to do the demands.
Yeah, sure. Everyone's got PDA to a certain extent, I
Cleaning
suppose.
toiletries stinks.
Yeah. I mean, the worst, right?
Yeah, you know about that because you never do it.
Okay. Sure. I mean, I did it 2 weeks ago.
Exactly my
Okay.
point.
All right. I mean, I'm proud of myself. Um, I don't know, kid. I think that we've made this point that no one is really neurotypical. Like, what does that even mean? But we often don't want to share about our struggles. And I think what I observe in you is that you are trying to find your way. And it's really hard. All of us are trying to find our way. None of us know what we're doing. Okay. That's a tiller tip right there. We are all making it up as we go along. But I don't want this diagnosis to hold you back. I don't want it to be something that, you'd use as an excuse or something that just feels like, oh, everything's impossible. I can't overcome. Because I think you're gonna learn how to overcome. Do you believe me when I say that?
Yeah.
It might take you a little bit longer, but mom and I are really committed to helping you learn how to overcome. Okay, obviously, Anderson was a little uncomfortable sharing these details about his neurodiversity, but he really wanted to do this. I'm very proud of him for having the courage to share anything about it. To be honest, I wasn't sure what he was going to say or even what I wanted him to share. Truly, the autism spectrum is a very difficult thing to talk about. Anderson is considered to be very mild, level 1. I'm still learning a lot about all of this, and I have a long way to go. What I think I know is that being on the spectrum means you tend to have a lower threshold. Threshold of what? Well, exactly. There's all kinds of things: sensory overload, stress, transitions or changes in routines, tiredness, pain, and more. These are all things that can threaten a challenge threshold for someone on the spectrum. And it seems like no two people are alike. For Anderson, stress, transitions, tiredness, and yes, demands getting sprinkled on top are all things he tends to have a lower threshold on. When he finds himself outside of this threshold, his emotions can become overcharged. What might feel like a small problem to anyone else feels completely overwhelming to him, which can cause him to act out in some unexpected and, yes, sometimes explosive or aggressive ways. One of the things that concerned me about sharing this diagnosis publicly was that there could be a day where this info could be used against him when applying for a job, going out on dates, or even running for president. Although I think I would discourage that one. It seems like a less than awesome job, to be honest. I just don't know what the future holds for this kid, and I would hate for this authenticity to hurt him. But I also want to teach him the power of authenticity. Truthfully, growth can happen even in extremely challenged thresholds. And often, when one threshold is limited, it seems like frequently other ones are expanded. There can be superpowers that exist in this kind of stuff. I think the point is we are not going to live in fear. Anderson is Anderson. And who Anderson is hasn't changed because of a diagnosis. And who he is going to be as an adult is still to be written. Only time will tell who he's going to be. And if he's going to be a man who leads with authenticity, well, then I think we're going to be A-okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Sometimes, because of this PDA thing, things can get a little escalated at home, right? Is
Yes.
that fair to say?
Yeah.
What we're going to share about today is one of those moments. And the last thing I want to do, Anderson, is to shame you. Like to put these stories out there and it be uncomfortable for you. So, if you're seeing or hearing this podcast, it is simply because Anderson, like after we recorded and edited it, I just added like a weird syllable, edited it. Um,
Edited it.
edited it, that Anderson was actually comfortable with this being shared. Now, what we're going to share is actually, you've gotten through the worst of it. It's about to be my turn to be really uncomfortable. Okay. Cause this is real. This is hard. This is authentic. Um, are you doing okay so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So a few weeks ago, a few months ago, we had kind of one of these moments at home that kind of got escalated. And, just sometimes the emotions can get the best of you.
Yeah.
Fair?
That's fair.
Okay. And you did something in a response to demand or whatever, um, that I deemed to be dangerous. Okay. Now, we don't need to go and share the full details of that, but you did something that I thought was dangerous. And in actuality, it wasn't. You were not doing anything dangerous. But my brain, everything was moving so fast that I couldn't tell what was happening. And I made a snap judgment. Okay. And sometimes when we have these moments, I've got to help calm you down. So I will take you down to the ground and restrain you. Okay.
Yes.
That's something I've had to do a few times, and that's hard. I don't love that. Never love doing that. But this particular time, um, this is hard for me to say. Okay. I don't want to say it. I'm uncomfortable. I took you to the ground to restrain you. And that right there, I think, is good dadding. Okay. But I was frustrated. I was mad. I was angry. I was tired, maybe at the end of my rope.
You want to eat your egg sandwich?
I did want to eat. I was hungry, probably hangry. And for some reason, Anderson, I hate that I did this. I punched you 3 times in the back. And um I despise it. As soon as I did it, as fast as I did it, I realized, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, why? Why would you do that? You don't want to hurt your son. Um, like that's not characteristic of me. That's not who I am. I mean, jump in if you're wanting to say something, but like,
Mm-mm.
I, as fast as I did it, I was like, darn it! Like, s- stop it! Like, I got off of you, and I was like, hey, listen, we're done here. This has gone too far. This is over now. And I mean, no big surprise. Like I had elevated you from already a pretty peaked place to an even higher place. And, you had this look in your eye where you're like, you're seeing red. And I don't blame you. Okay. I don't blame you at all. And I just had to like shut it down. And I called the cops. Okay. When I called the cops, like like it's ringing through, you're like, what are you doing? And like, yeah, I'm taking responsibility, and I don't think you understood what I was doing. You thought I was calling on you. Do you remember
Yes.
the
Yes.
response you had at that moment that you were like, fine, send me to juvie. I hate it here. I hate you guys. It was like raw, right? And kids can say that kind of stuff. Like I do get it, but I'm like, no, bro. I'm not calling on you. I'm calling on me. I did the wrong thing. And it took the cops a long time to get there, like 30 plus minutes. And you and I were not good. We were like kind of like verbally going at each other, but like when the cops got there, I was like, yeah, I objectively did the wrong thing. Like we shared the story. I think we were very good to tell the truth. But they put me in handcuffs and they arrested me for child abuse. That's the worst. Um, and I spent 44 hours in jail. How did you feel in that moment, Anderson?
Uh, like I was the problem, that everything was because of me,
Okay.
that they should take me to jail or something.
Yeah, send you to juvie. Okay. Um, that's interesting because I mean, you didn't force me to do this, right? Like, you didn't make me do this action to you. I chose to do it. It was a hasty decision, but like, it's not your fault. It was actually my fault. But I do love that you were willing to take some responsibility. In fact, um, I learned later at at my court case because to get out of jail, you've got to have a bond hearing,
Yeah.
and the bond hearing was crazy. So first of all, let me back up just a minute. Jail's the worst. Please avoid it as much as you can. Okay.
How was the food? 5 for dining?
The food was horrific. Horrific. It was awful. I can't even really say like how bad because I didn't eat any of it. I did not eat. I did not drink while I
Except
was in there.
like a little bit of a off Oreo cookie.
Yes. So the food was they would just toss you like a brown bag that had like loose slices of bread and a slice of bologna. There was like a rotten orange in there and like these little like Oreo cookies, but they clearly weren't Oreo. I took a little nibble of one and I'm like, oh, that's the grossest thing I've ever tasted. I just I didn't want to eat any of that nastiness. The water was essentially toilet water. I was like, no, I'm gonna just fast while I'm in here. But truly, like while I was in, it was scary. It was absolutely petrified, like petrifying, but I wasn't scared because one of the things I talk about in coaching is witness, that we get to be with Jesus in the here and now. That's not just a thing for the then and there of heaven. And
You also like to have that conversation with a lot of churches who think you're meaning something else. Witness,
yes,
something,
sometimes
something.
sometimes if I say it too fast, it sounds like I'm saying witness and maybe witness with a lisp, right? So that's a great point. Yes, that's one of my favorite talks to give at churches. Um, but
Shout out to the church in Albert,
yeah, the Presbyterian Church in Albert, like they
the one of the two, the one of two.
yes, exactly. So yeah, I talk about witness all the time. And witness is good when things are good and easy. Like, the expectation gaps are small or non existent, but it's way better to be with Jesus when things are hard and challenging and scary. And I'm like, I'm going to practice when I'm going to preach. Like, he hasn't left me. Like, he is absolutely with me. And so I was just, I was very calm. Mom came out to the cop car before they actually took me away to the lockup, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, okay, I called a lawyer friend of ours, and then he recommended this other person, and I've called this, and I'm doing this, and blah blah blah." She's talking a million miles a minute, and then she stops and looks at me, and she's like, "How are you so calm right now?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." Like, certainly I don't prefer this, of course, but like this is fine.
Not recommend on TripAdvisor.
Not at all. I left a very terrible Yelp review. Okay. But truly I was like just so aware of the reality that Jesus was with me and I could enjoy that and I could rest in that.
Literally, he was.
Yes. So my first cellmate, his name was Jesus, and literally and figuratively, I was with Jesus. That's fun, right? That's great. Um, but truly, like I could have his presence and his peace, and I was fine. Like this was not preferred, but it really was okay. And I got through the 44 hours. Um, there were people acting the fool in jail, and it was
You
like,
had to be
okay,
moved, got in a little accident.
yeah, the whole story is really big, and feel free if you know me. Hopefully, I've shared the story with you already. If I haven't, I've been trying to tell this to as many people as possible. Feel like I've been on a worldwide tour of redemption. Um,
Uh,
but if I haven't shared it with you, please reach out. I'd be happy to give more context.
Question, when are you going to Singapore?
That's a great question. I have not told anyone in Singapore yet, but hopefully this podcast goes deep and wide, right? So, um, this bond hearing that I had to go to get out of jail, they're going to set two things. One is your bond, like how much money is it going to take for you to get out? And then two is there going to be a personal protection order? Okay. So you are the victim in this case, and their job is to protect you from me, the monster. And that's good and right. Like on paper, I am, can't believe I'm going to say this, I am the child abuser. I don't think that characterizes who I am or my heart, but on paper it makes sense. And so they want to protect you. And so I'm sitting in there. They line us up along the side wall of the courtroom. And at some point, mom walks in and she absolutely loses her stuff, seeing me in, an orange jumpsuit and my hands and feet are shackled. And I had long hair at the time. I've cleaned it up some, try to be fun and adventurous, but
Yeah,
like,
and spent half an hour today trying to find a product, a
yeah,
hair
I'm
product.
trying to figure out my hair right now, bro. Okay. Don't judge me. But
I'm
she
judging you.
she walked into the courtroom and absolutely fell apart because it was jarring seeing me, right? And so she had hired a lawyer and no one had showed up. And so I'm like just sitting there lost and confused. I can't really interact with her. Um, so uh, just before I'm called up to the stand, this my lawyer couldn't show up, and one of his like junior lawyers comes in his place, and she's like, "Hey, Kyle couldn't make it, so I'm here, and so we're going to get through this." And she simply says, "Hey, look, we'll get the cheapest bond we can." And I don't know what to say about a personal protection order, but you're not going to get out of here without one. And I'm like, hold on, wait, what? Like, what does this mean? Like, am I not going to be able to live at home? Am I going to have no contact with you? Like, I was absolutely losing my mind. And, um, so we get up and the lawyer says her stuff, the judge says her stuff, the prosecutor, says whatever he wants to say, and then he invites mom up to um to present and to give a defense and like um and so mom, says basically that like here's the deal. We love him, we trust him, frankly, we need him. Um, I know it doesn't seem like it, but he is our place of safety and security. And it was a singular bad moment. In fact, she shared a story that I've kind of talked a lot here. I would love for you to maybe share this story that you had gone to school the next day and gathered a few people. Why don't you share it? Are you comfortable sharing this?
Yeah. So, the day after he was arrested, I went to school, and I think I missed first period or whatever. Well, that's not exactly the point, but
Yeah.
and then I went immediately to the counseling office,
Mhm.
uh, slash mental health office, which got my IEP case manager, my mental health provider slash, what is it?
School psychologist.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just get psychologists and psychiatrists
Yeah.
confused.
Psychologist, yes.
And then the 2 school resource officers.
Who are like police officers that
Yes,
work in the
they
school.
work for the police force, but they work at the school.
Okay, perfect. So suddenly you're in a room with all these people, and what do you tell them?
That it was my fault, that I need my dad. This was all a mistake.
Yeah. And, that I guess, the way mom said is that, I provoked my dad. He didn't hurt me. Like, he doesn't deserve this. She said it like, arrest me, release him. And like, honestly, I was like losing my mind at that point. Like, I was very willing to take the responsibility for my action, but like just the fact that you would do that just meant the world to me. It honestly was like so sweet and redemptive. Kid, I love you, and I don't want to hurt
I
you.
love you too, dad.
Thanks. So, um, yeah. So the judge hearing this, and she had record of that because the police officers needed to submit a report
Yeah.
on that, and
They put it into the case file, the
yeah, and
school
so
resource
she was
officer.
aware of that, but the judge was like, "Okay, um, Mr. Barnard, you've never been in trouble. Like, we're gonna set a $0 bond. You just are expected to show up for your next court case." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I can manage that, right?" Some of my peers maybe would struggle with that, but um, I'm like, "Yeah, Your Honor, that's great." And then she's like, "We're just gonna set a level 1 protection order." And she's like, "Mr. Barnard, can you abide by a level 1 protection order?" And I'm like, "Yes, Your Honor, absolutely." But I don't know what does that mean? What can I do? What can't I do? I don't understand, right? And she absolutely, for some reason, took my question as sass. Okay, you weren't there, so you didn't get to see this, but she like kind of powered up and she's like, "Mr. Barnard, I'm being very generous to you and not having like a level 2 and level 3 where you can't live at home and you have no contact with your son. If you can't abide by a simple level 1 protection order, I will put these other 2 levels on there again." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh," like I'm like bawling at this point, and I'm like, "Your Honor, I I I've never done this before. I am
You
not
don't know what
trying."
a level 1 protection
Yeah.
order is?
I'm not trying to be protagonistic. I don't know what this means. My lawyer showed up very late and we didn't have a chance to discuss anything. Can you just simply explain this stuff to me? I'm not trying to be combative here." And you should have seen the judge's face. Like, she's like, "Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, we're using jargon here." And like, she's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, totally."
Her face softened a little bit, I bet.
Yeah, like she did soften a ton, and like I just wanted to die at that point. Like I was like mortified. This is so overwhelming to me. And so she's like, "Okay, yeah, you simply can't harass, injure, or retaliate against Anderson." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. Like, you've got this neurodiversity, and I'm trying to meet you there." And I had one bad moment. I called on myself. Like, I'm trying to own this. I Yes, Your Honor. I can abide by that. And so, the worst part was that I had to go back to my cell and wait for like 3 more hours, and it was a nightmare. Like, I know that freedom's like on, like just around the corner, and I've got to sit there and wait. But yeah, guys, I debated on sharing the mugshot. I don't think I want that out there on the internet, so I'm not going to share that. But I'd be happy to show you if you if you want to hang out. You could hear more of the story. And
Yeah.
my mugshot is horrific. My lawyer, when I finally did get to meet him, he's like, "I was so excited to meet you. You are the closest thing I've ever seen to a 70s serial killer." I mean, with my long weird hair, it was just hilarious. But anyways, um, I I share this because I don't want to sell anyone that I am remorseful. Okay.
Or a 70s serial killer.
True. I don't want to be that either. But I share this because I am remorseful. Like I want all of this to be redeemed. And the truth is, we've already had one court date, and the public defender, the public attorney, um, he wants to drop this case. He wants it all to be dismissed. He came over in our first court date and he shook my hand like 3 times, like looked me in the eye. And I think he's just really connected with our story. And, like he's kind of for us and wants this to all go away. So my second court date is this upcoming Friday, and this is all going to go away. It's going to be dismissed. It's going to be sealed. And I'm so grateful for that. And because of that, like this could be our little family secret, right? Like only the 4 of us know, and we never talk about it.
Yeah.
But that's not right. When I coach people, I commit to authenticity. And so I've got to be authentic about this. Now, maybe I just share it with the people that I coach. I could do that, but like, I don't have to live afraid. Okay. And this is something I really want to model for you, Anderson. And this is why I'm proud of you for talking about your neurodiversity, that like we can live in the truth. We can bring what we want to keep in the shadows. We can bring it into the light. Okay. I think this is where things get good. I think this is where discipleship happens, where we can get authentic with God and authentic with others. The shape of the cross suggests to me how important this is. And it would be great not to share this with others. I would love that on all the levels. But we're not going to do that. We're going to live in truth. Okay? I just said a lot. That's probably it. Tell me how crazy that is.
Kind of crazy. I don't know. How do you answer that?
I mean, it is sort of impossible. I
That
know.
was a weird question. That was a kind of weird question.
I agree with you. It was a weird question. But here's the point. Like, I've shared this with a lot of people that, like, we're going to be recording this. And people are like, yeah, probably don't do that. Like, that's not wise. That's not how you're supposed to do this. But I'm like, what do I care? Like, what do I have to lose? People could hear this and be like, you know what? Maybe I'm whingy of Jim. Like, I want to back away from him, from Tiller. Maybe I would lose support. And that's possible.
Yes, but you could lose support, but you could also gain support.
But I'm not doing this for that. I'm not doing this as like a game. I don't want to like game the system and be like, guys, like things are so hard. We need your help. No, like my job is to be authentic and to use everything as a coachable opportunity. Okay. And maybe there's people out there that have kids that have neurodiversity or are just challenging or whatever. Like, learn from my mistake. This was such an idiotic thing to do. I never want to hurt you. You are like my favorite person. I have such high hopes for you. And I just like, I want for you so badly that like,
Most of the time, I am your favorite person. When I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to go skiing, I am not your favorite person.
yes, but it's worth it because I want to ski with you, right?
At Kachara?
Oh my gosh, your favorite mountain, let's call it resort, but that's the furthest thing from a resort.
Yeah.
You're a wild person, but I love you so much, Anderson. I honestly do. And I don't want to abuse you. I don't want to hurt you. I want to develop you. I want to help you grow. I want to stretch you. I want to help you be the man that God wants you to be. And I messed up. I can own that. Okay. I hate it. It's really uncomfortable to share it, especially in front of these cameras. People could hurt us with this info, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not here to impress them. I'm here to do the right things before the Lord. So that's what we're modeling here. And that's why I wanted to share this as the first episode. Yeah, I hate it, but this is what we're doing. I don't even know how to transition right now. Is there any other aspects of this story that you think that we should share?
No, I think that's it.
I mean,
Speaking of sharing things,
yeah.
perfect transition. We have a segment. We have one more segment.
Okay. That's a hard transition. Before we do that, let me just say one more thing. I think that confession is really important. It is vital for us to have a heart of confession. In fact, it is a spiritual discipline to confess. Okay. And Anderson, I hope that this sticks with you, that the moment that I realized that I did the wrong thing, I confessed it to the police, and that I continue to confess it to others.
Yes.
That
That's the reason why you're doing this podcast, this episode of the podcast.
exactly. And so I want you to know the power of confession and live in it and lean into it and not be afraid of it. Certainly it's scary, but it's something that we can do with Jesus. Like this entire time that we've been recording, I've been duck praying. This is a part of witness. Lord, give me the words, give me the parts of the story to share, leave out the parts that I don't need to share, whatever, right? And so I just think that this is something that has connected me with the Lord, confessing it to people over and over, recording this, all that. Confession is powerful.
What's the analogy of a duck, though? You might want to explain duck praying.
Well, there's a tiller tip about this, but I mean, it's simply praying below the surface, asking God to give wisdom, to give discernment, to guide the moment. I could make that a full tiller tip. That tiller tip exists out there in Substack. So I don't want this to be any longer than it needs to be. We're already at about 50 minutes. And so, all right, before we make a hard transition here in a moment, I guess I just wanted to clear up what Anderson did. Once again, without giving details or specifics. I perceived what he was about to do to be dangerous. It makes perfect sense why I would see it that way. He was very escalated and acting unpredictably. I think just about everyone would have felt forced to react and respond to this kind of situation, let alone someone who has a fragile wife. It just seemed like things were about to turn really bad for her if I didn't intervene. I just wish I simply would have chosen to restrain him and not add the extra spice. I want you to know that my punches did not leave a single physical bruise on him, but I knew it was going to leave a mark on our family. This action was beyond foolish, and I am deeply repentful for it. This is not indicative of who I am or want to be. Once again, Anderson was not attacking Alicia or intending to hurt her. He was just beyond his aforementioned threshold and was struggling to properly process and manage in the moment. For anyone who is parenting a child with spectrum issues, I think these bits of learned advice can be really helpful in these situations where things are in an escalated state. First one is stay calm. This is actually possible if you can bring awareness to the situation. Stay quiet and do not continue to overload your child with words or instruction. This can be easy to forget in the moment. Slow everything down. Try taking some deep breaths. If you can, and it's safe, just give your kids some space to sort things out. And lastly, for the love of everything that is good and holy, do not become physically aggressive. This is probably the worst thing you could do, and it could cost you. It could cost you a lot. Learn from my story. I'll be honest, I'm surprised I called the police on myself. I think I knew that I needed to do something because my poor decision-making process had only escalated him more. Because of my mistake, I knew we were in for at least a 3 or 4 hour event at that point, and it wasn't going to be pretty. I had caused that. I just needed things to stop. I was feeling desperate. I truly feel like God was prompting me to take responsibility for what I did. Yes, to model this for Anderson, but to also help him avoid juvie. I knew the cops were going to be called that night at some point. It was simply inevitable. Juvie would not help him. It wouldn't rehabilitate him because it's not designed to meet this kind of need. It would only make his future more complicated and murky, and it would expose him to things he doesn't know the first thing about. He actually is a very innocent 15-year-old. I could take this one. I'm not concerned about my future. My future is pretty secure. I care about his future. He is going to do great things in life. God has gifted him in real ways, and there is undoubtedly a lot of growth ahead for him. Who knows how the Lord will use him? I guess, in a way, I sacrificed myself for him. Now, I don't want to portray myself as some kind of hero here. I did a bad thing. But I think he knows that I will do anything, that I will do the right thing, even if I occasionally make mistakes. Okay, let's head back to our very hard transition and try to actually have a little bit of fun as we close out this podcast. All right, so hard transition here, but when we did the Anderson podcast together, you had a catchphrase. Do you remember it?
I had a catchphrase with a speech impediment.
Yes, it was kind of hard for you to get your W's right. What was the catchphrase?
That's kind of weird.
Yes, you are much better. It
Or,
came off.
that's kind of leered.
You would say that literally all the time. That's kind of leered. And we made a song, a jingle out of it that I adore. And so at the end of every episode, we would do this segment of that's kind of leered and then like dig into a story. So that's what we're going to do here. And I got the music. Are you ready for this?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
That's kind of layered. That's kind of layered.
Dude, I love the drop at the end. That's my favorite part. You were so cute, Anderson. I cannot even get over it.
That's
So,
still cute.
I mean, sure. So, I've prepared a story, okay? It's kind of leered. We're going to bring this up on the screen, okay? Where is it? It's this right here. All right. So, Anderson, there's a little bit of audio on this video, but not a lot. So I'm going to have you kind of commentate what you're seeing and experiencing. This is an Instagram post from an epic resort in the state of New York. This is Hunter Mountain. Do you know about Hunter Mountain?
I know about all of the ski resorts.
Okay.
It's kind of hobby, like Kachara.
Okay, Anderson is like such a nerd for ski resorts, and he knows all of them. He knows about their lifts. He loves the lift blog, and so this is like right up your alley. So this is a Vail Resort in New York, Hunter Mountain. You're aware of it. So this is them cleaning up the mountain after all the snow has melted. Okay?
You would have thought the snow would have melted before in New York, but hey.
Well, okay, I don't know when this was posted. It's somewhat recently, but like, let's see what they found. Okay, are you ready?
Yep.
Hey guys, we're here for Mountain Cleanup Day today. Check out what we found.
Got a can of crushed tomatoes and an onion.
Okay, I need you to...
They found like a can of tomato sauce or something.
And an onion. They found a Stegosaurus nunchucks.
A cowboy hat, a black bear. That was just walking around. A tiny cone.
Whoa. A full bottle of wine? Of course, sunglasses.
Rental skis.
I love that they say, "How did you get down?" And I love that they turned it into a commercial for getting the Epic Pass. They found so much stuff. I absolutely love. That was a huge can of tomato sauce that they found.
How do you lose a can of tomato sauce? What were you doing with a can of tomato sauce on a mountain?
Why would you be skiing with that? So I did a little bit of research to say, okay, what have other resorts found? They maybe didn't do a video of it, but this is what came up online. So it says, when the snow melts at Colorado mountain resorts, cleanup crews unearth a mountain of weirdly specific trash and lost items. The strangest discoveries include a whole uneaten pineapple.
What resort?
I don't know. There's references that I could have clicked into, but I didn't. They found a plastic jug of Cattleman's barbecue sauce.
How? Tomato sauce and barbecue sauce? What in the world?
I'm not aware of Cattleman's brand. I don't know if that's good or bad, but like, how do you lose that? And a set of Invisalign retainers. Okay.
I mean, that's not that weird.
That one is not that Leird, okay? Other remarkably odd items uncovered during spring slope cleanups include kitchen utensils,
Oh.
a metal hamburger spatula or flipper that completely baffled resort staff.
How do you lose, like, kitchen appliances, kitchen stuff? How do you lose a toaster or something like that at a resort?
Yeah, well, that's not what they found this year, but I'm sure they have found, like, people are weird, man.
I mean, a toaster's probably in the trees off the lift.
Yeah, they found
way back at Keystone.
They found a message in a bottle. Okay, but it was this was at Breckenridge specifically. It was a bottle that didn't have a mysterious SOS message in it, but it had someone's COVID-19 vaccination card in it. Why would you keep that in a bottle?
I wonder how long that was there. It might have been there since COVID and got
maybe, perhaps, but that's something that they found. Why are you skiing with a jar? Okay, there's Canadian coins, of course, Mardi Gras style beads.
I mean, the beads are no surprise.
Yeah, that's wild. So miscellaneous out of state driver's license.
You did that at Vail with your in-state driver's license?
Someone found that at some point. They should have called me, reach out.
I mean, they don't have your phone number. They should put phone numbers on.
They found lots of snowboard boots and completely abandoned snowboards and skis. Like, how are you getting down? That's weird. Okay, here's the best/worst one. Okay, are you emotionally ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. Human remains.
At Breckenridge? I wonder off what lift.
This is at Vail, and a highly unusual discovery at Vail. Resort security once recovered a small metal container of ashes left under a chairlift. So that's why I say it's the best.
I wonder where on the chairlift it was, like at the terminal or something?
I don't know. It doesn't give enough explanation, but truly, maybe someone didn't understand the assignment of leaving someone's ashes at a place that this person loved. They just stashed the container. But isn't it wild that people lose this kind of stuff?
Yeah.
As they ski?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like vintage tech is another one on here.
Yeah, of course.
How do you lose iPods and broken flip phones?
Well, if that's the level of technology that they have, they drop it off of a ski lift. It's gone forever.
I guess it's just crappy ski stuff that people just want to drop and get rid of it fast.
Yep.
Buried under snowbank.
Yeah, so I think that's such a fascinating thing to be someone who works at a mountain and cleaning it up once the snow is gone. That's kind of a Leird job.
Yeah, sounds like a fun job, Bill.
Is that a job that you would like?
I mean, I did donate a microwave last week from the school's lost and found.
You did do that. I actually thought about that because I saw another video where Vail Resorts gathers all their lost and found stuff just kind of everywhere and like in the hotels
I
at
know
the
Keystone did that on Instagram a few weeks ago. And
exactly.
like uh first week of May or second week of May, and they just have this giant U-Haul moving
Exactly.
van
That
full
it
of-
was jam-packed of stuff. I saw the same video and it made me think of you because you've got that heartbeat, right? You've got uniqueness about you, but
yes,
you care about people. Like you
and,
just finished your freshman year of high
and their
school.
lost items.
Yeah. What did you do every quarter?
Donate the school's lost and found. It was during this last quarter I found the weirdest stuff. A microwave, two desk chairs, holiday decorations, um uh, broken flip phones, such weird stuff.
Dude, all kids be carrying flip phones still?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean
Ooh, a folding table was the best one. I had to put that in the dumpster because there wasn't any room. In
okay.
this low security golf cart.
Bro,
I had to drive the stuff up.
I love that you do that. Like you really are like a kind and generous heart.
Gaga doesn't.
When
Because
she has to like drive you to the Salvation
Yes.
Army.
because we could run out of gas and get stranded
Oh
with
my
300
gosh.
pounds of junk. Oh no.
Just for the record, he is straight up trolling his
Mhm.
grandmother right now. That's what's happening. Okay, so yeah. So I wanted to end with something fun because to me it felt heavy. I I didn't want to be authentic about all this stuff, but once again, we can.
Yeah.
We have that ability. It is in our power. And, you know, on some level, I would have hated for the story to get out. Like, oh, my mugshot got out there. And it's like, oh, like, explain yourself. That didn't happen. I wasn't going to live in fear of that. But I'm really proud of us, Anderson, for getting this out there, sharing it, and like not being afraid. Um, Guys, this is what the Gapcast is about. We are going to share authentic stories. We're going to hold hands occasionally. And,
No, I don't think you're gonna hold hands with most of the people on the show.
well, stay tuned to find out. But yeah, this is what we're going to do in the Gapcast. It is a worthy venture, and I just appreciate you being here for the ride. So, Anderson, let's end this. I don't know how to end these podcasts yet.
Awkward water bottle.
Okay, we'll do a cheers. Guys, thank you for joining us for the first ever Gapcast. I look forward to seeing how this venture develops over time. And yeah, if you have a story and you want to share it, let me know. If you are experiencing the weight of the expectation gap and need coaching, obviously reach out, tillercoaching.org. Yeah, let's just be done. Thank you for joining us.
Are you gonna say see you next week?
See you next time.
One more. No,
That
wait.
was so bad.
There we go.
I don't know how to sign off. I need to figure out how to sign off.
Here.
Whoopsie.
And now signing off.
For real, that like little soundbite, that whoopsie, it sounds so much like my sister.
Yes, it does.
I'm not convinced it's not her.
We finished. We're done.
We did it.